I think they could have done a lot more.
Anyway, keep watching.
No. It's interesting. It's interesting. I think to like they basically had to rush this, like get these games out very quickly after the films came out because that was like the
yeah. The big problem here was the engine update. They updated to Unreal 2, 3.
Yeah, fine.
I think this is officially Unreal 2 actually. And the first Unreal engine was already in use from like 1997 or something. So they had like, and they used that for Harry Potter 1 and 2 in like 2000 and 2001. Or 2001 and 2002 actually. So, you know, that engine was pretty old at the time and like they had a lot of practice with it. But then this engine was brand new and they still had to rush it out in 1 year. So,
well, like that's
yeah,
right.
That's
What was the film release? This film came out in like 2004, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I thought it was 3, but yeah, I was some
well,
reason
the first one came out in like 2000, and it was like 2000, 2002, 2004.
I feel like the first one came out in 2001.
2001. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's go through.
The first one was 2001, the second one was 2002, and then 3 might have been 2004. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the second one was 2002. That's why the first two films games are so similar, I think, and films actually. So yes, let's see. It goes 2002. This came out in 2004. Then 2005 was the next one. So literally 1 year later, after this film, the Goblet of Fire came out. Like 1 year. That's so quick. Like these kids must have been doing nothing but this all year round.
Nah, filming probably only took up a smaller portion of it.
Filming can take up to 10 months, you realize?
Yeah, for like the retarded fucking blockbusters they're making now.
Wow, man, they were like averaging one film every 18 months essentially. It's like 2001, 2002, 2004, 2005, 2007, 2009, 2010, 2011. Fuck.
They made
From
bank.
2009 to 2011, they released 3 films in a row. Like a film a year every year.
Isn't there another fucking garbage Jurassic Park film already as well now, though?
Yeah, but the
Another
last one came out
Jurassic
3 years
World
ago.
one? Oh, really? Was that 3 years ago? Jesus.
Yeah, I remember because I took my girlfriend at the time on a date to go see it.
Did you like it?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
It's okay. I can't. I literally can't remember anything that happened in the movie. And
Exactly.
I haven't really wanted to
That's
see it again.
literally my biggest point about modern films anyway, like the big films anyway, is that they're fucking roller coaster rides that are instantly forgettable.
Yeah.
It's just you ride it once and like then you kind of forget everything about it. It's about the sort of the trip. And it's just a bunch of flashy fucking lights and effects and shit and to distract you from your miserable life.
I got a distinct sense of that in Ready Player One, the film that came out earlier this year. It was very much that. Also, like the Marvel films, like I've never been inclined to revisit a Marvel movie. Like I've seen them mostly, all of them. Maybe
I haven't
like
even bothered to watch them because I can just tell exactly what they're like, what they're going to be like.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like going along for the ride with this one. I'm not that. Okay, here's the thing. I don't really think about them when I'm not watching them. I don't pine to see them. I'm just like, I can't wait to see, Thor Ragnarok 2 or whatever. But it's
yeah,
like,
but I think that's a
them.
shame. It's that whole thing of like, it's all easier now, and you don't have to think about it too much or whatever. But in the end, you get less out of it, out of watching a film.
Well, some of them I think are quite good. I really enjoyed, actually, speaking of which, Thor Ragnarok was quite good, and I quite enjoyed the Guardians of the Galaxy film, the one that just came out last year. That was pretty good. But like, there's a handful of them I would say I think are quite good. I think most of them are just, decent to okay.
I think you can enjoy them. It's just that they're kind of, yeah, such romps. That kind of.
I don't see any
me.
point in like exerting any excess like brain power on them. It's like you go see them, you enjoy them, and then you move on with your life, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. But that's like every film now.
Not every film is like that. There are some good films, but it's...
Well, there are some films that pretend to be more than that, but they're not really. They're just very shallow attempts at, like, looking like they're deep.
I really enjoyed there's a movie called 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which came out last year. Which I really enjoyed, actually. And I remember most of the stuff that happened in it. Like, it really stuck with me, actually. And same with this film called Lady Bird, which I saw recently, like maybe 5-6 months ago. It was quite good. So there are some good films out there. Love, Simon actually was surprisingly good.
I mean, I don't want to say that like there's no good films being made now, because I don't know that. There's probably, I mean, I kind of know that when they're being made in a certain way, when I know that they have been written, directed, developed in a certain way, then I can sort of safely assume that they're going to be that same exact thing, that sort of very forgettable roller coaster ride type thing, which I'm not all that interested in. But you know, in the whole indie circuit, I'm sure there's some gems out there. You know.
Well, Verbatim was a very good film that came out this year.
That's a real humdinger.
What a pro film that was. If anyone hasn't seen Verbatim, go check it out right now.
It's Fraser's sort of proper acting debut, I think.
Yeah, I'm mixed feelings on Fraser in my film, actually. If anyone hasn't seen it, my friend Fraser, our friend Fraser, acted, was the main character in Verbatim, which is a film I directed. And yeah, look, he's good. He's technically good, but I think he could have given so much more.
Maybe he needs to come into his own. I don't know.
I think he was reserving quite a lot, which I think was like his reason for that was because he was like, oh, you know, I don't want to play this guy too big or something. Like if I was playing that character, you know exactly how I would play that character. Like I'd full of wackiness.
Yeah,
and,
no,
like,
I think I would have
over-the-top.
rather had him than you for sure, though.
Yes,
in
exactly.
That role. Because no, I think he definitely. I really liked him playing that character, and like, I'm sort of he sort of gave it a little bit of that weirdness, that weird personality. I like this fucking weird scene with like where he fucking takes money from the bum. I thought that was
that scene, yeah.
pretty awesome.
There's no need to be afraid.
That was a good scene. Yeah.
He was kind of really got into the character there or something. But
See,
at the same time, if it's
scene,
if it's like a film debut, it's still like, yeah, maybe if he said he had some reservations or whatever, then yeah, maybe he that's just something that comes with experience.
It's funny actually. In the one scene I'm in the film, I'm like mugging to the camera and I'm like.
I like how we're talking over the fucking. Maybe we should talk over this fucking climactic point.
We've already spoiled it. We know what's going on here. It turns out that Sirius Black is actually a good guy. Lupin's a good guy, and Scabbers is actually Peter Pettigrew, a bad guy. There you go.
Sirius Black as Voldemort's spy. It was
But what happens? Don't take the werewolf out in the moon. What's gonna happen? Oh no.
But there was one more.
They taught you this in Transfiguration, you can't.
Yeah.
Don't take the werewolf out.
That's one of the dumbest things in Harry Potter history, this part right here. It's ridiculous. Like, he should know
You would have
what's
thought
gonna
that Lupin was like pretty well aware of when there was going to be a full moon.
Yeah. It would be funny actually if like Harry goes into his office and he sees like Lupin's got like a calendar on his desk and he's got like
I love
what?
That was the weirdest looking thing ever. Hermione was just sort of dead-faced staring at Sirius attacking the troll. Like she was just like, oh, whatever. And then she looked to the side and it was like, wow! Like when she saw Ron, like something happened to her. It was just like, oh, nothing's going on here. And then, wow! Just
Wait, why
because
does Hermione sound like me all of a sudden?
Like you? Wow! Because of that. Oh, there's nothing going on there. I'll take care of Ron. Zip.
I don't sound like that. There's no proof I sound like that.
I'll make sure he feels good whilst he goes out. Oh my god, it's 2D sprites of Dementors. Get ready to get ear raped.
Oh my god. I might turn the sound all the way down for this bit. Holy shit. Holy shit. There's no way Harry's going to get out of this situation. He can't do the petroleum spell. Wait, how does this work? Is this all like, do you just have to fail this bit? Or do you actually...
Oh. I'm guessing you have to actually do it properly and then it'll autoplay a cutscene once you've actually succeeded where...
Yeah, I hope so. Oh, look, here we go. What's happening?
See? Like that.
Oh no, he's gonna get raped and not just ear raped. Uh-oh.
It's a terrorist!
He's gonna suck his innocence out of him like Harvey Weinstein.
Harry thought he saw someone trying to...
Uh-oh, what's this? It's Harry's father.
It's father.
The asshole bully.
It was pretty fucking
guy.
obvious that was Harry's mesh. Harry's model.
He's like, oh my god, it's my dad.
Are you alright?
That's what he thinks in the film, I don't know.
Yeah, what a dummy.
Why would he think that? Harry...
Because he's a retard.
There's a world full of magic and shit and, you know, Dumbledore and Snape and shit. Resurrection.
Look at that stupid little hat he's got on.
He's locked in a high tower.
Yeah, what's with the hat?
He'll be handed over.
What's with the tassels?
There's nothing.
He's for the angels now.
But he's innocent.
There's nothing I can do to stop it. It's more time, if you will. Time, Hermione. I think we could do with a bit more TIME on the clock. The wink to drive it home. I meant to tell you,
Do you get it, Hermione?
I was
you know
born as a boy.
I've been using it all year to go back in time so I could attend extra lessons. That explains a lot.
Whoa, jeez,
That explains a lot. I thought you just had a huge clit.
Well, now what do they have to do?
What an odd-looking tower. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that bit that it had on the side.
The lighting was nice there. Liechtenstein. Oh, so they've travelled back in time, I presume.
They've got Bugbeak in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
So why did they show the time travel? Why did they just like, oh, they're back in time? It happened.
Yeah.
You don't need to see it. Yeah, it's just the most important thing that happens.
They didn't even put the Instagram filter over everything, like in Harry Potter 2 when you travelled.
Yeah, when they did the past stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
I looked at the level for that.
Yeah.
And it's not actually a filter for the most part. I think there's a filter in the end level, but the whole level is actually textured with all grayed out textures. So.
Oh, interesting. You'd think it would be easier to do it the other way, where you just like filter it, but.
Yeah, but it probably didn't look as good back in the day. And filtering, real-time filtering, would take a lot more processing power that they didn't have back in the day, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
Like nowadays, games are fucking just completely filled with post-processing effects with bloom and
the bloom. Oh my god, everyone loves the
occlusion
fucking bloom effects these days. Ugh.
and blur. Everything's blurred to shit.
Yes, everything's got to look like someone's like smudged Vaseline on the lens.
Everything's got to look like a Pixar movie, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been watching like, you know, release information about the new Smash Brothers game, and it's like a children's game almost. Like, what happened? Like, remember what?
Didn't it
like
always? Wasn't
gritty, realistic games were like in, and now everything's like got to be like.
Remember when Super Smash Bros was a gritty, realistic game?
Well, Melee was a bit darker.
I don't know. I've never played Smash Bros. I've only seen the most sort of creatively bankrupt people play it at a party sometimes.
Creatively bankrupt?
Well, or socially bankrupt. Well, because they can't just have fun at a party by conversing. They need to have the background of playing Smash Bros. To be able to talk to someone.
No one can interact with each other anymore. Oh my god, I just want to put it on record. I despise these challenges. They're not challenges. This is not a challenge. Standing on a thing and pressing the flame button is not a challenge.
technically, I mean, the first two games weren't difficult, but it did feel a bit more like you were really doing something.
There's nothing even here to impede your progress. It's like, do the thing, open the door.
You know what? Yeah, there is a
weird
weird lack of enemies for the most part.
Like this is just like padding right now.
Does that help?
Oh,
Yeah, where's all the
happened?
snails and the plants that shoot shit at you? And what the hell? What happened there? And the pixies and they only appear sometimes, like here, in like a few mobs, like very
mobs,
spread out.
And they'll just show up. They won't be like there already.
Oh
Naturally.
yeah,
They'll be like,
yeah, they just appear out of nowhere.
It
doesn't feel, it doesn't feel alive, does it? Like you're out here, outside here. But I remember the fucking greenhouse levels, and there was just plants, like plants alive, walking around everywhere, you know, and the little tree men.
Well, the enemies don't fit the location.
And
you're in at all.
spiders and. Yeah, true. Like we don't have. Are there any plant enemies even in this game? Oh yeah.
I can't
well, there's
seeing many.
Well, there's only that one thing where you had to cast a spell on them and then jump on them in that one challenge.
Oh yeah. But like, I mean, these pixies showed up before in like another challenge where they didn't belong.
Yeah.
Any sign of butt-feet, Carrie?
Yeah, like, I mean, enemies do get reused in earlier Harry Potter games, but
not to
it
this
does feel a
extent.
bit more like they're at home there, I suppose.
Like, what happened to the trolls? Remember the trolls? The fuck off trolls?
Yeah, the little
Yeah, those
gnomes.
guys. The gnome, whatever. Whatever happened to them? They just like stopped using them.
Dang it. Yeah, they did. I guess they couldn't get it into this engine.
Good that did.
See, and then it's like when Harry's there, it's like, oh, we'll do a spring thing, we'll do a bit of a wand thing, a thing where he has to hit the push block. Oh, and when Hermione's there, she's got to power up the dragon thing and hit stuff with the dragon stuff. It's like, oh, rinse and repeat. What do we guess? You got to open
I
up the doorway.
what I liked in the earlier Harry Potter games was a bit more environmental, you know, morphing or whatever. Like you changed the environment a lot. I feel like there was a lot of platforming with moving platforms and stuff like that, and also.
I suppose it's not really a platforming series, but it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like an action adventure series or something.
I mean, there's plenty of platforming. Don't get me wrong. There's literal use of platforms a fair bit, like, or where, you know, there's a platform and you have to like first cut one of those vines and then the platform will get loose and. But
it's like that auto platforming stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where it's like you just push the thing in the direction and they jump.
No, they don't. This is, by the way, we've talked about this a billion times already, where you assumed that there was no jumping in Harry Potter 2. But you do have to jump yourself. There's no auto jump. Well, you can enable it, actually, technically, but no one does that. Whoa!
There he is.
What the fuck?
Hold on, Rugby.
Wait, Angus, are you here?